Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. In this YouTube video, we're going to be taking another look at Cardano and I want to be sharing with you guys a number of things that I am seeing take place. I am exceptionally bullish on Cardano right now and we're going to jump into why that is. I think we are forming a structure right now that we have seen play out on a number of occasions. The last time we saw it play out, it essentially led to a 3x in terms of price. We think you are going to see a similar thing coming from the tail end of this kind of capitulation stage. We're going to look at a number of time frames on Cardano. I'm going to be kind of showing you what's going on. We're going to be reviewing yesterday's video where we looked at the 4-hour time frame and we said we were bumping our head on this 20 EMA. Essentially that we were perhaps going to break it. That video is still left up there from yesterday. And if we were going to break it, we were going to break it with some momentum. How we knew that was we looked at prior data. And essentially when you were trying to predict what certainly on a chart, what a sort of asset or a cryptocurrency is going to do, really the place that you want to start is looking at prior history, how it's reacted under a certain criteria or a number of variables, and you can essentially make a guess based on sort of probability of how it's acted in the past to how it's going to act in the future. And we can see if we look at the past, this EMA, you know, every time we've broke it, every time it's kind of acted as we've bumped our head and it's acted as resistance, we have broke it. And when you break it, I mean, typically you break it with some pretty serious momentum, and we are seeing that today. What is this going to mean, guys? I'm going to, of course, take a look at the overall market. We're nearly at that $2 trillion that we were once at in terms of overall market cap. Cardano today is set at $1.21. We're going to be going over some big news. We have the Cardano Africa news that is coming on the 29th of April. I'm going to be saying why this might be significant. And also we have a kind of, they're called now payments, and they essentially work with e-commerce stores to facilitate payments. They are now accepting Cardano as a payment rail. Why is this significant? We're going to take I've not got a lot of time today, guys. I've got a lot going on with work. So what I'm going to do is just kind of fly through everything, give you a good overview. And the first place I want to start, guys, is taking a look at this 4-hour low. Now, we said that the EMA was acting as resistance. And now essentially it could act as support. We think that is absolutely a possibility. You could see it become a kind of support. But what ultimately I think is going to happen with Cardano, certainly when we look at the 4 hourly, guys, I do not think we're going to have another explosive move like we have seen for a little while. I don't think that is round the corner. Ultimately, I think you're going to kind of range in this period. And for me, guys, that is even more bullish than if we were to. I don't think you're going to make any more lower lows, and I don't think you're going to make a higher high. I think you're going to range. I think you're going to capitulate. I don't think we could perhaps go as far as the kind of time period I've got up on the charts, but I think you're going to range in here, guys. I think something like this, you're going to kind of range. You're going to kind of bounce around, and ultimately this is going to lead to, in my opinion, a big explosive move to the upside. Now, why is it that I think that? Well, let me show you guys. Let me take you to a daily time frame and let's have a little look at what we are perhaps looking at here. This is what I want to highlight, and I'll highlight it and then I'll take them off when we kind of go into more detail. Essentially what we are seeing here, and I've made sure to say it on the majority of videos, and it's the same reason that I have came on here every single day during this sell-off and said this bull market is not over. I personally am treating this like a buying opportunity. What you do with your money is entirely up to you. The reason I felt that that was important for me to get on here and say that is because I am noticing there are a lot of kind of novices to the space, like I once was, like everyone has to start somewhere, guys, and the main priority for me is to make sure that you guys do not get kind of FOMO'd out of your money, or listen to FUD, or listen to propaganda and get kind of scared. I don't want that for you guys. I want you to understand where this space is going, and everything will become clear as a result of that. So back to what I was saying, guys. Essentially today we are seeing a similar thing play out to what we have seen play out on a number of occasions. And the last time we saw it play out, it led to nearly a 3x. I think a similar thing is coming today. Now I'm going to, of course, take these squares off when we kind of get closer down so that you can see what's happening. So ultimately, guys, we saw this level of this kind of capitulation prior, where you failed to kind of make an all-time high. Sorry, not an all-time high, a higher high or a higher low, really, and you just kind of capitulate. And this then led, this was the rocket fuel. This was your refueling. You're eating that food and you're kind of recarbing, getting ready to go and, smash it in the gym or whatever tomorrow. this is what you're seeing take place. That was a bit of a weird analogy, but essentially what that led to was the kind of move that took us to Cardano's all-time highs. We think a similar thing is going to play out very soon, and we can see that when you're looking at charts, like I say, guys, all you're really doing is looking at previous data and applying it to the future, and that's exactly what we're doing. More times than not, it's right. The trend is your friend until the end, and you do not want to bet against that. Do not. I know a lot of people got wrecked shorting recently. I don't recommend anybody trades unless they know exactly what they're doing. So you can see, let me just finish this point before I move on to the next one. I'm going to try and keep this video short and sweet. I'm talking very fast. Feel free to replay the video. You're seeing a level of capitulation that always essentially leads to a significant move to the upside. I think the similar thing is going to be true today, and I've just been accumulating. I'm like a Dalek. Instead of exterminate, I'm accumulate. Not only on Cardano, on a number of projects. The reason that we're covering Cardano is because it is one of the most asked for coins on this channel. We are covering a number of other projects. We've got a Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash video coming out tomorrow. Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, let me just say quickly, are not my favorite cryptos. However, I want to kind of cover everyone's projects, and I think everything is going to do well because we are in a bull market, and cryptocurrencies are going to do exceptionally well as a result of that. This bull market is absolutely not over. Bitcoin is looking like it's going to do much the same thing as Cardano. It is going to capitulate and it's going to kind of loll about before we see that next leg to the upside. You know, we need to build momentum. The last thing I want to touch on that we touched on yesterday's videos is the weekly EMA. We did say that there was indeed a possibility that we could be, certainly when we were selling off, perhaps coming down to test this EMA. We said that we weren't going to do this. This was not what was going to happen. We weren't going to do that, but we were, you know, typically, guys, you do revisit. When you kind of run away from, certainly this EMA, you do tend to revisit it. It's just kind of what happens, and it's looking like that may play out today. That's why we think we're going to have that kind of lulling period. We think they will rekindle at some point. It may not play out that way, but if you look at kind of previously how it has played out, you know, I think perhaps... you know, you might get something like this where this EMA comes up to meet it before doing that, and then it will kind of, you know, you'll go up with it. We do think we've got big things coming for Cardano. Let's just touch on some of the news before I wrap this video up and wrap this kind of update up. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Please let me know ways I can improve the channel in the comment section, because I do these videos for you. Whatever you want to see, let me know and I will try and get round to it. Of course, this is a hobby of mine. It's not my job. I don't necessarily, this isn't my source of income. I just love to talk about this, and I know you guys enjoy hearing it, or certainly I hope you do. Now, we have the Cardano Africa. We know that Cardano is doing some amazing things in Africa. This is exceptionally bullish because they are one of the only cryptocurrencies, and you have other ones out there, that are aggressively going after Africa. There are a number of benefits that we've covered in other videos to why they are doing that. Like, there isn't a legacy trillion-dollar legacy system that they need to kind of knock over. Now, a lot of people, this is really funny, they said, hang on, you do know Africa isn't a country, right? I am well aware of that, guys. The fact that you think that some people actually seriously tried to validate how smart they were in my comment section and say, you know, dude, you do know Africa's not a country. I am well aware of that. However, you know, Charles Hoskinson spoke about a Pan-African currency. Pan-African meaning like a kind of a currency that covers the whole continent of Africa. I think that could become a reality. Cardano has a lot to prove, guys. I want to stress this. I was listening to a podcast this morning where it was kind of comparing Ethereum to Cardano. There are pros and cons to each project. Cardano still has a lot to prove. You've got to understand that they do not yet have smart contracts. They don't have application capabilities. There's a long list of things. They aren't yet a finished project. They have a lot of things to do that Ethereum is already doing. Yes, we know that Ethereum has its own shortfalls, like its gas fees, slow network, etc., etc. This isn't a video about fundamentals, guys. I just thought that was important to drop that in. That can be a bullish thing for Cardano because if you kind of weigh up the fact that they don't yet have smart contract capabilities and they're already at a $39 billion market cap, what is that market cap going to be when you have a whole DeFi space built on there? You have a whole, you know, oracles, applications, dApps, DEXs, everything being built on top of Cardano. What is that essentially going to do for the price? I think that's very bullish. I think that's another bullish factor for Cardano. And the last thing that I want to touch on quickly, guys, let's close that tab, is the Cardano, accept Cardano payments. everyone who looks to add Cardano payments to their website, e-commerce or social media account has come to the right place. NowPay is a service that helps users integrate crypto payments with a process as simple as pasting a chunk of HTML code on their website. Sorry, pasting. It's been one of those days, guys. It's Monday. We had an exceptionally busy day. So why am I bringing this up, guys? This is significant, and this is the future, is why I'm bringing it up. Not just for Cardano, for everything. Long gone are the days going to be now where you only have one payment option. Years ago, you can only pay with cash. Then we got credit cards, debit cards. You then could pay with this. You could pay with that. You could pay with your PayPal. You could pay with your Apple Pay. Cryptocurrencies are going to be a payment option in the future. And this is bullish for not only Cardano, but the entire space. It's something I'm very happy about. I'm very happy that NowPay have decided to onboard Cardano. And that really, guys, is the bulk of the video that I have for you. So I think we're going to loll about. Let's do a quick recap. I think we're going to loll about. Let's get off the weekly time frame because there's just not enough detail on there. Let's perhaps drop to the daily. I think you're going to range for a bit. And then essentially what I think is going to happen as a result of that is you are going to see an explosive move to the upside. Do not miss out on that, guys. I've been accumulating, and bearing in mind I've been here for nearly 2 years. I will absolutely admit that Cardano was not one of my biggest components of my portfolio. What Cardano was when I initially started was it was something that I knew was there that I had to own a bit of. So I got Cardano initially at a very, very cheap price, but today I am still accumulating it. Why am I accumulating it? Because what? Do I want my money sat in the bank in fiat where I have no say of how much it's, the Ponzi scheme, my friends, is coming to an end. I spent 3 hours yesterday watching an entire history of the US dollar. For those of you who don't know how the US dollar came into existence, it's very, very revealing. History has a lot more answers than I think people give it credit for. This is not a philosophical channel, guys, so I don't know why I've segued into that. I just found it very interesting. And when you kind of look at the whole concept of money and then you apply that to cryptocurrencies, and, Satoshi Nakamoto really was a genius. And I don't think he himself, I don't know here, nobody knows who he is, whether it's Hal Finney or whoever the hell he is. It's irrelevant. I don't think he understood the magnitude of what was going on, what he's actually created. He has created a trustless system of value that is peer-to-peer, and that in itself is huge. This will be the first time necessarily in history. You can, of course, say gold and silver is somewhat trustless, but then it has human kind of input in terms of how it's mined, etc., how it's produced. We're getting way, way off the topic here, guys. This is just a Cardano video, and essentially I think we're going to loll about, and I think you are going to see a big move to the upside like we previously saw the last time that we lolled about and the time before that. So get ready, guys, because that is coming. This bull market is absolutely not over. Bitcoin's still got to get to $100,000 and beyond, in my opinion. Everything is heating up, guys. We are hopefully going to get smart contracts and stuff implemented by, certainly before the end of the year, this year. I think when that hits and when news of that hits, it's going to be another sort of component for Cardano's combustion. So I'm going to love and leave you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated. Comment. I want to know your thoughts. I do these videos for you guys, and I want to know your feedback. And get subscribed to one of the fastest and realest growing YouTube channels out there, because we're bringing you content on a daily basis. And hopefully it's content that you enjoy. I'm sure I'll find out in the comment section when I review this later. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm going to love and leave you, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. Have a fantastic day, guys.